Shocking bombshell alert. Jim Jones, the Harlem rapper and reality TV star, has just exposed the truth about Chrissy Lampkin, and fans are absolutely losing their minds. For over a decade, Jim and Chrissy have been one of hip-hop's most talked-about couples, known for their fiery love story, explosive fights, and unforgettable reality TV moments. But now, Jim Jones has flipped the script, completely dropping revelations that nobody saw coming. And according to insiders, it's left Chrissy blindsided, embarrassed, and furious. In a late-night live stream, Jim's words cut like a blade. "Y'all think you know Chrissy, but you don't know the half of it. I've been silent too long. It's time people see the truth." That single line sent the internet into chaos. Was Jim hinting at betrayal? A secret from Chrissy's past? Or a behind-the-scenes power struggle fans never knew about? Within minutes, Twitter erupted with hashtags like #Jim vs Chrissy, #Lampkin exposed, and #couple in crisis. TikTok creators immediately began breaking down their turbulent history, from the on-again-off-again engagements to Chrissy famously proposing to Jim, to their messy reality TV legacy. Fans were divided. Some defended Chrissy, saying Jim was clout-chasing for attention, while others swore this was the beginning of the end for their relationship. And here's the wild part. Insiders claim Jim didn't just speak out of anger. He has receipts, private convos, leaked texts, and shocking details about Chrissy's role in both his career and personal struggles. If he reveals them, it could rewrite everything fans thought they knew about their love story. This isn't just another celebrity spat. This is a public explosion of secrets. And it's threatening to shatter one of hip-hop's most iconic couples. And the scariest part, Jim says this is just the beginning. To understand why Jim Jones' sudden bombshell about Chrissy Lampkin has left fans so shocked, we have to rewind the clock and revisit one of hip-hop's most legendary and most controversial love stories. Jim Jones, Harlem rapper, Dipset legend, and reality TV firestarter, has always lived his life under the spotlight. But from the moment he and Chrissy Lampkin hit the screen together on Love and Hip Hop New York, they became more than just a couple. They became the blueprint for reality TV drama. Their fights, their passion, their proposals, everything they did was messy, raw, and unforgettable. Chrissy Lampkin wasn't just Jim's partner. She was his backbone, his loudest supporter, and at times his fiercest critic. Fans still remember when she got down on one knee and proposed to Jim in front of millions, flipping tradition on its head and sparking endless debates about love, loyalty, and power dynamics. But behind the TV cameras, there were always whispers. Whispers about how much control Chrissy really had over Jim's career. Whispers about whether Jim was being held back by his relationship. Whispers about whether the couple's fiery bond was fueled by love or by dysfunction. Over the years, the cracks showed. Engagements stalled. Wedding plans fizzled. Arguments played out publicly, not just in episodes, but on social media. Yet through it all, Jim and Chrissy clung to each other, presenting themselves as ride-or-die soulmates who could survive anything. But now, Jim's sudden decision to expose Chrissy has thrown that entire narrative into question. Because if Jim is speaking publicly after staying silent for so long, it means one thing. The truth he's sitting on isn't just gossip. It's explosive. Insiders say Jim's frustration has been building for years. He's reportedly told close friends that Chrissy wants credit for everything, that she has interfered in his business moves, and that her influence behind the scenes wasn't always positive. According to Jason Lee's Style Industry Whispers, Jim has stories about arguments that almost cost him deals, about Chrissy stepping into meetings where she wasn't wanted, and about her allegedly blocking certain collaborations because of her personal grudges. And let's not forget, Chrissy has her own reputation in hip-hop circles. She's been called outspoken, aggressive, even intimidating. Fans have seen her go toe-to-toe with castmates, industry insiders, and even family members, all while defending Jim. But was her defense of him actually protection, or was it control? That's the narrative Jim seems ready to push now. And it's a dangerous one, because it doesn't just tarnish Chrissy's public image. It threatens to unravel the foundation of their entire relationship. The shocking part is that Chrissy has always been the one driving the narrative. On Love and Hip Hop, she commanded the storyline, forced Jim to confront commitment, and positioned herself as the strong woman fighting for love. But now the tables have turned. Jim's Voice the Voice fans always wanted to hear more from is finally speaking, and his words are cutting through the fairy tale like a knife. Fans are stunned because for years they assumed Jim stayed quiet out of loyalty. But if he's exposing Chrissy now, it suggests one thing. Loyalty may have turned into resentment. And resentment, that's the fuel for scandals that never die. Jim's background with Chrissy was always painted as dramatic but enduring. Yet his sudden revelation suggests that what fans saw on TV wasn't even half the story. He's hinting that the real truth, the truth about Chrissy's control, her secrets, and her role in his career has been hidden in plain sight this entire time. And now, Jim Jones isn't just ready to tell his side. He's ready to burn down the entire illusion, because the couple fans thought was Ride or Die may have actually been Krishan Byrne all along. Jim Jones' late-night confession about Chrissy Lampkin didn't just send ripples, it caused a full-blown earthquake in the hip-hop community. For years, fans thought they knew everything about this couple. But Jim's sudden shift from loyal silence to explosive honesty proved there was a major conflict simmering under the surface. And it was uglier than anyone imagined. The live stream that changed everything all started on a random Tuesday night. Jim went live on Instagram, sipping a drink, his tone uncharacteristically cold. At first, fans thought it was just another rant, the kind of casual vent celebrities often post. But then his words cut through the noise. I've been protecting somebody who don't deserve the protection. Y'all think Chrissy built me up, but the truth is she's been tearing me down from the inside. The chat exploded. Comments flew in by the second. What you mean? Not Chrissy. Jim, stop playing. But Jim wasn't playing. He leaned in closer to the camera and dropped the first nuclear bomb. Half the deals I lost. Half the moves I couldn't make, it wasn't because of me. It was because of her. People in this industry ain't want to work with me because they ain't want to deal with Chrissy. Fans gasped. Could Chrissy Lampkin, the woman fans saw fight tooth and nail for Jim, have actually been the one holding him back all along? The first twist, but Jim didn't stop there. He went further, claiming he had receipts. He pulled out his phone, scrolling as if debating whether to show the screen, and then read aloud what sounded like a text exchange. According to Jim, was between Chrissy and one of his managers from years ago. Chrissy, if that dude's around Jim, cut him off. I don't trust him. No deal, no meeting. Manager, but this could be a big opportunity for him. Chrissy, I don't care. Shut it down. The comments section exploded. Nitrogen monoxide way. This gotta be fake. True, she sabotaged him. That was the first twist, the idea that Chrissy wasn't just Jim's outspoken partner, but a gatekeeper actively blocking his career behind the scenes. The fallout begins. The live stream ended abruptly. But by then, the damage was done. Screenshots and screen recordings circulated instantly. Blogs picked it up within minutes. Headlines screaming, Jim Jones claims Chrissy blocked his career moves. Chrissy Lampkin sabotaging Jim. Shocking allegations emerge. Love and Hip Hop couple implodes online within hours. TikTok detectives were pulling old clips of Chrissy arguing with Jim about his career, overlaying them with dramatic captions like, she wasn't protecting him. She was controlling him. One viral TikTok even stitched together scenes from Love and Hip Hop where Chrissy clashed with Jim's managers. To suggest she'd been interfering all along, the video hit 10 million views overnight. Fans in shock for fans who had admired Chrissy as the strong woman fighting for her man, the revelations were devastating. Some defended her fiercely, saying Jim was rewriting history. Others said they'd always suspected she was too controlling. One viral tweet read, Chrissy fought for that man for years. and this is how he talks about her. "Nah, I can't rock with Jim." But another tweet, just as viral, fired back. So maybe that's why Jim never reached the level he should have. All this time, Chrissy was the roadblock. The division was fierce, and the arguments were personal. Fans weren't just debating a celebrity couple, they were debating gender roles, relationships, loyalty, and betrayal. The industry reacts behind the scenes. Industry insiders weren't surprised. Several unnamed producers reportedly reached out to gossip blogs, claiming they'd had meetings with Jim canceled at the last-minute tollways after some drama with Chrissy. One even said, "We stopped calling Jim, not because of Jim, but because of her." Jason Lee himself chimed in on Instagram writing, "I told y'all, the truth about these couples always comes out. And this ain't even the half." The shade was clear. If Jim was exposing Chrissy now, it meant there was a mountain of dirt still hidden. The twist within the twist hand, just when fans thought they had digested Jim's words. Another twist hit. A leaked voicemail surfaced online, allegedly Chrissy leaving a furious message for one of Jim's business partners. The voice, which sounded eerily like hers, snapped, "Don't call my man again. If you want to do business, you do it through me. Otherwise, it's over." The voicemail spread like wildfire. Fans debated its authenticity, but many believed it was real. If true, it painted Chrissy as more than protective. She was allegedly controlling access to Jim like a manager, not a partner. The cliffhanger ending by the end of the week, Jim Jones had ignited a wildfire. The image of Chrissy Lampkin as the fierce, loyal ride or die was cracking and in its place. Fans were left questioning, was Chrissy really supporting Jim more? Was she suffocating him? Did her love cross into control? And most chilling of all, if Jim's just starting to expose her now, what else does he know? Because if the first twist is truth, that Chrissy sabotaged deals and blocked opportunities, then the next revelation could be even more damning. Jim ended his live stream with a single cryptic line, "Y'all ain't ready for what's next." And with that, the cliffhanger was set. The first round of Jim Jones revelations about Chrissy Lampkin sent the internet into chaos. But what came next would escalate the drama into a full-blown war, with shocking reveals that flipped the narrative upside down and left fans wondering if the couple's entire history had been one long performance. The morning after Jim's bombshell livestream, social media was still ablaze. Blogs dissected every word, TikTokers replayed his tone frame by frame, and Twitter Spaces hosted all-night debates. But the real explosion came when new leaks surfaced, this time not from Jim, but from anonymous insiders. An account claiming to be close to the couple posted screenshots of alleged text arguments between Jim and Chrissy. In one of them, Chrissy appeared to lash out. "Chrissy, if it wasn't for me, you'd still be broke in Harlem. I made you. Don't forget that. Jim, you ain't make me. You just made enemies for me." Whether the texts were real or fabricated didn't matter. The screenshots spread like wildfire. Fans were stunned at the audacity of Chrissy allegedly taking credit for Jim's career, while Jim seemed to accuse her of burning bridges behind the scenes. The control allegations in a shocking twist. Jim's live stream inspired former Love and Hip Hop castmates to speak up. One ex-cast member hinted during an Instagram Q&A, "People always said Chrissy was protecting Jim. But truth-ish, she was controlling everything. Y'all only saw 10% of what really went down." Other castmate reposted clips of Chrissy arguing on the show, captioning it, "And this was just the TV version." The implication was clear. If she looked controlling on camera, what was she doing when the cameras weren't rolling? Chrissy breaks her silence. Fans thought Chrissy would stay quiet, but in typical Lampkin fashion, she came back swinging. In an Instagram story, she posted a cryptic message aimed squarely at Jim. "Don't play with me. I've protected you from yourself more times than you'll ever admit." The post was screenshotted within seconds, sparking theories that Chrissy wasn't just defensive, she was warning him. Some fans interpreted it as a threat. Others said it was a cry of hurt from a woman who had sacrificed everything for her man, only to be painted as the villain. But then she doubled down with a fiery comment under a Shade Room post. Don't let the internet fool you. People love to rewrite history when they're hurting. The line only fanned the flames. Fans couldn't decide if she was gaslighting or defending herself. Jim's counterattack. Jim didn't stay silent for long. Just 48 hours later, he posted a photo of himself in the studio, captioned, "Free now. Wait till y'all hear the truth in the music." The caption alone sent shockwaves. Was Jim planning to drop tracks exposing Chrissy even further? A diss album against the woman he once called the love of his life. The thought was almost too surreal, but fans knew Jim was unpredictable enough to do it. Adding fuel to the fire, one of his close friends went live and claimed Jim been holding this in for years. Chrissy got receipts. So does he. It's about to get ugly. The shocking revel land. Then came the shocking reveal nobody saw coming. A leaked voicemail, allegedly from Chrissy to Jim, hit the blogs. In the recording, Chrissy's voice could be heard angrily saying, "You'll never leave me. Jim, you owe me your whole life. Don't forget that." The voicemail was chilling. To some, it sounded like desperation. To others, it sounded like manipulation. Either way, it painted Chrissy in a dark new light. Someone who wasn't just a ride-or-die partner, but a woman allegedly using emotional control to keep Jim tethered to her forever. The reveal flipped the narrative once again. Fans who once saw Chrissy as the long-suffering girlfriend demanding commitment now wondered if she was actually the one holding the relationship hostage all these years. Social media explodes. The internet reacted instantly. Supporters of Jim flooded Twitter with posts like, "Now we know why he never married her." Chrissy's defenders argued that voicemail doesn't prove anything. Y'all just want to paint black women as controlling. Fence-sitters admitted, this is starting to feel like Ike and Tina level toxic. TikTok creators added eerie music over the voicemail and racked up millions of views. Memes exploded across Instagram with captions like, "Chrissy, when Jim tries to leave, you owe me." The cliffhanger, the shocking reveal of the voicemail, raised even darker questions. Was Chrissy's entire love story with Jim a carefully crafted illusion of loyalty, hiding manipulation behind the scenes? Was Jim really the victim of sabotage? His career stunted not by bad luck, but by the woman he trusted most? And if this was only the first voicemail leak, what other skeletons were waiting to be exposed? Jim himself seemed to confirm the worst fears with another cryptic tweet. "If y'all knew half of it, she'd never show her face again." The escalation had reached nuclear levels. And now, fans weren't just watching a relationship unravel, they were watching a decade-long love story implode in real time. Because if this is what Jim is willing to reveal publicly, the truth he's holding back may be so dark it could end Chrissy Lampkin's public image forever. When Jim Jones' revelations about Chrissy Lampkin hit the internet, the world of hip-hop, reality TV, and gossip blogs turned into an absolute battlefield. What had started as a late-night live stream had now snowballed into a cultural moment, one that split fans, enraged celebrities, and left the industry scrambling to figure out what side to stand on. Twitter in flames. Twitter, it's the first platform to completely melt down. The hashtags #Jim vs Chrissy, #LampkinExpose, and #ToxicLove dominated the trending list for 3 straight days. The tweets weren't just gossip, they were wars in 280 characters. One fan wrote, "Jim finally speaking his truth. Chrissy'd been holding him back since day one." Another fired back, "Y'all love to hate on strong women. Chrissy built Jim. Without her, he's just another rapper with mixtapes." The divide was brutal. For every person who saw Chrissy as manipulative, there was another who saw her as a woman scorned after years of sacrifice. And then came the fan. Edits, montages of Chrissy crying on Love and Hip Hop, spliced with Jim's live stream quotes. Some were sympathetic, others were savage. Either way, the drama had fully taken over timelines. TikTok investigators TikTok turned the saga into a digital detective story. Creators stitched clips from old Love and Hip Hop episodes, claiming they could see the signs of Chrissy's alleged control all along. One viral. TikTok showed Chrissy berating Jim for not committing, overlaid with the leaked voicemail where she allegedly said, "You'll never leave me." The caption read, "She told us who she was years ago." Another TikTok. Defending Chrissy flipped the script. "Y'all acting like Jim's an angel. Didn't he leave her waiting on a ring for years? Maybe she had to take control because he never stepped up." Each side was equally passionate, and both racked up millions of views. Celebrity reactions when celebrities started chiming in. The situation went nuclear. Yandy Smith, a fellow Love and Hip Hop star, posted a cryptic tweet. Some people call it protection. Some call it control. Depends who's telling the story. Remy Ma went live on Instagram and said, "That's they business." But let's be real, everybody saw Chrissy had the pants in that relationship. 50 Cent, always ready for drama, posted a meme of Jim on Instagram with the caption, "Finally broke free." But not everyone sided with Jim. Erica Mena, another reality TV star, defended Chrissy, writing, "She gave that man her life. Don't let him rewrite history now that he's mad." Even Wendy Williams' name got dragged back into the discourse, as fans resurfaced old clips of her questioning Chrissy's role in Jim's career years ago. Blogs and gossip pages, the blogs had a field day. The Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked, and Lipstick Alley were flooded with new insider tea every hour. Some claimed Chrissy had always been a manager in disguise. Others insisted Jim was just bitter because Chrissy refused to let him play games anymore. Hollywood Unlocked even posted a poll. Who's really toxic, Jim or Chrissy? The results shockingly split 51% Chrissy, 49% Jim. The public couldn't agree. And that only made the drama spread faster. The industry's uneasy silence behind the scenes. Industry, insiders whispered nervously. Some old producers reportedly confirmed that Chrissy's presence made business complicated. Others said Jim was exaggerating to deflect from his own mistakes. A well-known DJ claimed, "Everybody knew Jim and Chrissy were toxic. The question is, who was worse?" But most industry voices stayed quiet, not daring to openly pick sides. After all, both Jim and Chrissy still carry influence, and nobody wanted to be caught in the crossfire. The fans' emotional divide, perhaps the most heartbreaking reaction, came from fans who once idolized Jim and Chrissy as the ultimate reality TV couple. People who had rooted for them through every fight. And every tear now felt betrayed. One viral comment said, "This is sad more than anything. They gave us one of the most iconic love stories on TV, and now it's being destroyed in front of us." Another replied, "No, what's sad is that we believed in it. Turns out it was toxic from the start." Public and industry reactions made one thing clear: the saga of Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin wasn't just another celebrity. It was a referendum on love, loyalty, and control. Jim's side had supporters. Chrissy's side had defenders. But the one thing nobody could deny was that their legacy as a couple was now in flames. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any worse, Jim teased another revelation with a cryptic post on Twitter. "What y'all heard so far ain't even the half." That single sentence sent fans spiraling again. If what he'd already revealed was this bad, then what could possibly come next? Just when fans thought the Jim Jones versus Chrissy Lampkin saga had reached its boiling point, the final twist pushed the drama into uncharted territory. What Jim dropped next wasn't just messy, it was devastating. The hidden tape? Rumors started with whispers on gossip blogs. An anonymous source claimed Jim was sitting on a video recording from years ago that allegedly showed Chrissy going behind his back in a way that could permanently tarnish her reputation. Nobody knew if it was real. But the very idea sent social media spiraling. Speculation exploded. Was it proof she sabotaged a deal? Evidence of betrayal in their relationship? or something even darker, tied to the way she allegedly controlled Jim's business affairs. One viral Reddit thread titled "The Tape That Ends It All" racked up thousands of comments in just hours. Jim's cryptic message adding gasoline to the fire. Jim posted a blurry throwback photo of himself and Chrissy on Instagram with the caption, "The truth was always there. Y'all just didn't see it." Within minutes, the post was deleted, but not before screenshots spread everywhere. Fans were convinced this was a reference to the alleged hidden tape. And then, in a late-night tweet, Jim sealed the suspense. "If I drop it, her whole story unravels." Chrissy strikes back. Chrissy, refusing to play the victim, fired back with a fiery Instagram live. Her words dripped with rage and heartbreak. "Don't let nobody fool you. I've held that man down when the world turned its back on him. If he want to paint me like the villain now, that's on him. But y'all know the truth?" She didn't deny the accusations directly, but her defiance only made fans more suspicious. Fans in shock. Public was torn to shreds by the possibility of a tape. Supporters of Jim demanded he release it, saying it was time to expose Chrissy once and for all. Chrissy's defenders insisted Jim was bluffing, trying to humiliate her for clout. One viral tweet read, "If there's a tape drop, IT. If not, stop playing games. The suspense is killing us." Another replied, "Jim better be careful. If Chrissy'd been this loyal for decades, she knows HIS skeletons too. It's a cliffhanger, and that's where things stand." Jim Jones has hinted at a hidden tape that could destroy Chrissy Lampkin's reputation. Chrissy has gone on the defensive, claiming she's the one who kept him afloat. The fans are split down the middle, and the industry is watching nervously. The love story that once symbolized loyalty and adored why. Devotion is now on the edge of collapse. The scariest part is, neither Jim nor Chrissy seem willing to back down. If Jim's telling the truth, and if he really has the receipts he claims, then Chrissy's entire public image could shatter overnight. But if Chrissy fights back with her own secrets, then Jim's career and reputation might not survive either. Because in toxic love stories, nobody wins. Everybody burns, and the world is waiting for one thing. Will Jim Jones actually drop the tape? Or is this just the beginning of something even darker? And there you have it. The relationship the world once admired has now turned into a ticking time bomb. Jim Jones has dropped bombshell after bombshell, hinting at sabotage, manipulation, and even a possible hidden tape that could destroy Chrissy Lampkin's entire legacy. Chrissy has fired back with defiance, refusing to bow down. And fans are left torn between believing in her loyalty or siding with Jim's explosive claims. But here's the question only you can answer. Do you believe Jim is telling the truth, that Chrissy secretly sabotaged his career, controlled his every move, and is now scrambling to protect her image? Or do you believe Chrissy that she's the one who held him down for decades, sacrificed everything for love, and is now being unfairly painted as the villain? And most importantly, what do you think is really on that hidden tape Jim keeps hinting at? Is it the final nail in the coffin, or just another empty threat in their toxic saga? The world is divided, but one thing is certain. The story of Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin is far from over. Whether it ends with redemption, destruction, or an even bigger scandal, we'll be here to break it all down. So now it's your turn. Drop your theories in the comments below. Let me know if you're Team Jim or Team Chrissy. And don't forget to hit that like button if you're ready for the truth to finally come out. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? When that tape drops, or if Chrissy claps back with secrets of her own, you'll want to be the first to know. This isn't just reality TV anymore. This is real life drama, and it's only getting darker.